So this right here is the world's thinnest phone. Well, according to Tecno, which is this brand right here. And this is actually called the Pova Slim, and it's a 5G phone. It's not an iPhone Air, but according to Tecno, it's even thinner. So I really wanted to see that when they send that over. So how about we unbox it and we check it out. The box, pretty nice, pretty decent. Feels not as premium as an iPhone, but not bad at all. It probably has a case inside. Most Chinese phones do. Yeah, here we go. Got a case in here. And we can actually see the case on this is probably pretty similar to what we would find on an iPhone Air. And here is the phone. And we can see the specs right here. It says 5.95 millimeters, world's slimmest phone, 3D curved 5G phone. It says a 5,160 milliamp battery, which is not bad. 45 watts of fast charging, not the quickest, especially by Chinese standards. 144 hertz of refresh rate on a AMOLED screen that's only 1.K. It's not even a 2K screen. Again, not bad for the size of a phone, and especially for what this costs. And this is Mood Light design. I have no idea what that means, but I guess we'll find out. And this also has a processor by MediaTek. It's a Dimensity 6400, which actually lets you have 5G plus double speed network. I really don't know what that means. I had no idea 5G plus was a thing. But again, we will find out in a few moments. Passed military grade shock resistant test. I guess that means it's pretty resistant towards drops and stuff like that. And wow, here it is. Wow, that is very thin. It actually feels lighter than an iPhone Air. Obviously, it's not titanium. This is probably either aluminum or some type of plastic, but it doesn't feel bad. It does have a glossy finish. It's white on the exterior, white on the back. I imagine they have different colors, but I had never seen this phone before. While the phone turns on, it's also worth mentioning that inside the case, you do get a charger. It's not a big deal, 45-watt adapter, which is not bad. It's the max the phone gives you. It's obviously USB Type-A. I really wish this stopped existing in 2025. I really want to see just USB-C on everything, but that's just me. I understand a lot of people still use USB Type-A, and obviously the charging cable. So that's everything you get inside the box, and it's probably everything you need. Also, nice touch with the case. It's tailor-made. It's probably hard to get a case for this. I mean, look at this, the screen. Even the screen looks like an iPhone. Obviously, this is pretending to be an iPhone Air. It's not going to be the same quality of pictures. It's probably not going to be the same quality of materials. But who knows? It might be a similar experience because people that are looking to buy an iPhone Air are probably just looking for the slim design. They might not actually care about the camera. They might not care about other performance functions like maybe the processor and that. But that depends completely up to you. I really want to know what you guys think. I think this might actually suit a lot of people that can purchase an iPhone Air for about $1,000. And while I'm finishing the setup on this phone, something you need to know about it is that where I live, this actually costs about $218. So a lot of difference between purchasing something like this and obviously an iPhone Air, which is about $1,000. I know I said that before, but I just wanted to mention that now that you know that this actually costs $218. Now, storage-wise, you get 256 gigs in this version that I have right here. It's kind of tight. I obviously feel a lot more comfortable with at least 512 gigs on most devices now in 2025. The box also says it gets 16 gigs of RAM, which is not completely true because you only get 8 plus 8. That's that digital compensation you get between physical RAM and extended RAM, but I'm not a fan. I obviously take into account it's actually going to perform like maybe a 10 gig device. That's what I can compare it to, which again for most people and for $218, well, it's actually not bad. What I actually like the most about this phone, just a few minutes I've been using it, it's how it feels on hand. It is so light, it is so comfortable, and it's also pretty ergonomic. I thought it might be a little bit uncomfortable to be holding something so thin. Obviously, compared to most phones I try, right now I'm rocking every day the iPhone 17 Pro Max. So there's a very big difference with something like this. So I'm not really going to give you a full review because I literally just unboxed it. This is just like a quick glance to see what you get out of a phone like this, especially for the price it has. I can tell you it feels pretty decent. I mean, the 144 hertz screen is very nice, pretty bright, nice colors. Textures are also pretty good. It feels responsive enough. I understand this is not a Snapdragon, it's a Dimensity. I'm not a big fan of Dimensities. I prefer Snapdragon on Android phones, but again, for the price, I think it's something we can withstand. Also, I want to see a really quick glance at what pictures look like. And got Squirtle right here. I see portrait. And I guess AA cam is like the standard on this. I can see right here it's a 50 megapixel. Obviously, this has a single lens. Pictures don't feel that responsive. That's kind of to be expected for the price. They feel kind of laggy. Most Android phones on this price range have the same issue. I also want to see what type of video you can get out of this. Oh, very interesting. You do not have 4K. You do have 2K at 30 frames per second. That is very interesting. 2K video. For social media, I guess this might be okay. Obviously, if you got good lighting, I don't expect a lot for the dynamic range, the focusing. I don't think it's going to be the best. I think this might actually be decent for pictures, but I mean, looking close at it, it doesn't look bad at all. This is a very good light environment as well. We have to test this a little bit more into detail to see how it performs in day-to-day, but for now, pretty good. So maybe, is this an iPhone killer? I don't know. I don't think they're in the same category, but I do think they are in the same design category, which is pretty interesting because there are not that many thin phones out there that we can compare to it. So technically, it can compete with the iPhone Air, although I think it's not a fair comparison. So this is actually the Pova Slim 5G. It is probably the thinnest and lightest phone I've ever held. I did try the iPhone Air, and this is lighter. It's probably even a little bit more comfortable, and I do like the approach of the dual lenses on the rear. Obviously, the experience is not going to be as premium on what you get on an iPhone, especially for $1,000. Remember, the iPhone Air does have a very hefty processor. It does have a long-lasting battery for its size. I don't know how long the battery is going to last on this, although it is pretty impressive that it is a little bit more than 5,000 milliamps. And that is due to the fact that it doesn't have that huge module on the top. It's just a very thin module on the top right here. The battery is probably all this spot over here. I also want to know, do you want a full review about this phone? Maybe it's just enough for you to know that it's a very thin, cheap Chinese phone from Tecno, which probably performs okay. I've tried Tecno phones on the past, and I do like them. But I also want to know, do you want a full review about this phone? You want to know more about it? Drop a comment below, and also maybe leave a like. It always helps us out quite a bit. And if you're new around here, maybe consider subscribing because it's pretty important for us. And always, thank you for your support.